We're looking at question 8 from the June paper that you did, and this is a show that question, so we have to do step by step, no shortcuts. We have to show that this log equation is equivalent to this quadratic equation. Okay. Whenever we've got a log equation with several logs, we're tending to aim for gaining a single log and vice versa. So I'm going to move all my logs to one side. So I'm going to subtract log base 2 of kx minus 1 from both sides. Okay, so that's now equal to 3. Now remember, when we're subtracting, we can divide logs, but before we do that, we have got log base 2 of x multiplied by 2, so we can bring the power up. Okay, so now we have a log subtract a log, and we can do the division. Okay, and we can now use base, answer, power. So here's my base, here's my answer, okay, and here's my, base, here's my answer, here's my power. That. So we've got 2, okay, to the power of 3 is equal to x squared over kx minus 1. This is 8 is equal to x squared over kx minus 1. And then we can rearrange this equation to end up with a nice quadratic. So let's multiply through by the denominator. And then we're going to subtract 8kx minus 8 from both sides. So we get 0 is equal to x squared minus 8kx plus 8. And we'll just check. That is indeed what we wanted to find. Okay, let's look at part B. So given that this same equation has only one real root, find the value of the root. Okay, so we can use our calculator here because it's not a show that, it's a find. So it only has one real root. We have a quadratic, one real root. We should be thinking of the discriminant. Okay, so here's my quadratic. B squared minus 4ac. If we have a single real root, that must equal 0. Okay, so B here is negative 8k. Okay, A is 1 and C is 8. So that gives us 64k squared minus 32 is equal to 0. So k squared is going to equal a half, which means that k is plus or minus the square root of a half, which is root 2 over 2. Right, so we are not asked for k, but we're asked to find the value of this root. So that means to find the value of x. Okay. So let's have a look if we pop that into our equation. So we've got 0 is equal to x squared minus 8 times root 2 over 2, positive or negative. So 8 times by x, okay, plus 8. Let's just tidy that second term up. So 0 is x squared. So the 8 and the 2 cancel. We're going to get minus plus 4 root 2 of x plus 8. Now, we just have to find the value of the root, so we don't necessarily have to do this exactly. So I'm going to use my calculator. Alright. So my coefficients, I've got 1. I've got either negative 4 root 2 or I've got positive 4 root 2. So I'll start with the positive one. Okay, and then my next one is 8. And if I substitute that in and press solve, then I get my single answer as expected, which is negative 2 root 2. And now I'm going to do exactly the same, but with a negative 4 root 2 here, so negative 4 root 2. And this time we get positive 2 root 2. But if we look back at the original equation, 2 log base 2 of x. Now, you can only take logs of positive values, so x must be positive. So we need to reject x is negative 2 root 2, since x is greater than 0 in the equation involving log base 2 of x. I'll just move that across so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, so that means that our root is x is equal to positive 2 root 2. And that's the answer.